everyone, it's Annie here from Sew This Pattern. Today I'm going to show you how to measure yourself for my Annie A-line skirt pattern, which is free and you can download from my website. I'll put the link in below. There's been a lot of downloads of this pattern, so I'm really excited to show you today how to measure yourself. That's a great start. A lot of people don't know how to measure themselves properly. So I'm going to just show you a few tips and hopefully get you sewing the perfect fit for this skirt. Okay, so a lot of the times the biggest mistake that people make is that they assume they are the same size in the shop, what they buy in the shops, as they are in the patterns, and that is not correct. So I'll give you an example. I'm about a size 10 if I go to the shop and buy a pair of pants, or maybe an 8 in the top. But if I measure myself on a pattern, I can be a 14 in the bottom and anywhere between an 8 and a 12 in the top. It varies depending on the pattern company that you're buying it from. So I'm going to show you how to measure yourself properly so that you get a perfect fit every time. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to need obviously is a measuring tape, but also think about the clothes that you're wearing. So you don't want bulky clothes, they'll add centimetres to your waist and your hip. And if you're also measuring for your bust for a top, you've got to think about this as well. But today we're just doing the waist and the hip. So I've got a fairly tight fitting t-shirt on and just some really thin leggings. So once you've got your clothes on, well, you can have your clothes off too if you want. Just your underwear, that's probably ideal actually. Find your waist point. So the waist is where most people go wrong. The waist is the smallest part of your torso or your bodice. And if you can't find that, if you're having trouble with that, just pop your hands on your hips like this and your hands naturally find the smallest part of your waist, and then bend to the side like this, and you can feel where your waist is pivoting. That is the smallest part of your waist. So you put your measuring tape around the smallest part of your waist, and you want the measuring tape to be firm. So you don't want to be pulling so tight that you're having to, suck your tummy in and you can't breathe. But you don't want it so loose either that, you're going to end up with a size that's too big. And a lot of people think, well, I want to wear my skirt a little bit looser. But the skirt pattern already has ease in it, and ease is designed after the block that was designed, which is your body measurement. So we're going for your body measurement here. So just firm, and I'm just going to give you my measurements so you can see when I show you on the pattern how this is going to make sense. So I'm 71 in the waist. And then I'll go down to my hip, and I'm just going to turn around. The hip is the fullest part of your bottom. So it's always a good idea to do this in front of a mirror so that you can see the fullest part. Or sometimes if you're struggling with that, just think about from the waist point to the hip is usually somewhere between 20 and 23 centimetres depending on how tall you are. So I've found the fullest part of my hip, and just make sure your feet are just about hip width apart, so you're just standing nice and relaxed. And again, just firm, and I'm 96 in the hip. So now I'm going to show you how I choose my size. Okay, so we've done our measurements, and I always jot mine down. 71 in the waist, 96 in the hip. So it's easy for me to see if I jot it down on the same page. So if I go to my measurements and I have a look, 71, it puts me at almost a perfect 10 there, which is easy for me, and 96, so I'm in between a 10 and a 12. So 96 is 2 centimetres more, it's 3 centimetres less than a 12. So I'm pretty much bang in the middle. So I'm going to grade my pattern in the middle there. So I'm not going to show you how to grade today, I'm going to show you that in the next video. But I'm just going to give you a quick example of the other way. You might be, let's say, you're measuring 84 in the waist and you're measuring, let's say, 100 in the hips. So you'll have a look here, you're a 16 in the waist, but you're a 12 in the hips. So you're going to have to grade down between a 16 at the waist and a 12 in the hips. So this is where I was talking about before. A lot of people go wrong. They'll think, well, I need to be cutting out a 16 because I'm a 16 in the waist, but you can make this skirt fit perfectly by learning how to grade in between. So I've just shown you how to measure yourself properly today, and next time I'll be showing you how to grade your skirt. Okay, so that's it. You've learned how to measure yourself for the Annie A-line skirt pattern, and you can use those measurements for any pattern that you're going to sew. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to grade the pattern. So you've got your measurements today, and we're going to take those measurements and grade your pattern so that you will have the perfect fit.